Yeah, that's right. I see the chat. I see y'all rocking. I see y'all coming. Hit that like button as you enter the building. You know what I'm saying? Hit that like button. Show your love. Show your support. You know what I'm saying? This that dope soul. This that new thing. Nobody don't know about it.
Hello, Knicks family. Welcome to Lunchtime Live Game Recap. Knicks lost to Atlanta last night, 121 to 116. Yeah, I'm going to save most of the game recap for the Just Nicking It Weekly show tonight. So be sure 9 p.m. tonight to check us out. Me, Jeff, Ajay, Jarrell has been holding me down from the beginning. We'll talk more about it, but I wanted to hop on for about 15 minutes and just give my quick thoughts on the game last night. For as poor, it might be a strong word, for the Knicks didn't play well last night. I don't know if it's, again, a chemistry thing, and I know people are tired of hearing about chemistry and tired of hearing about it's going to take time to gel and tired of hearing about 20 games, but it's just facts. It's just facts. This team is going to be up and down, and for the last two games, they've been more down than up. How much of it is the 4-game, 9-day road trip? Last night was the end of it. Were they tired? They're thin. They've been logging more minutes. They haven't been good the last two games down the stretch. Maybe the minutes have something to do with it. But it wasn't pretty last night, at least down the stretch. They shot well. What is that? 48.8% from the field, 46.8% from the three-point line. They finally got the volume that I was calling for from the three-point line. They shot 47 three-pointers, and for a team who's number one in three-point percentage, you do want to get up more three-point shots. And they did that last night. They shot 47 of them, and the efficiency held. They shot 46.8%. Excuse me, I have a cold if I'm sounding a bit nasally. And they shot 46.8%, which is phenomenal, right? Which is phenomenal. They were efficient all around, 80% from the field as well, but they only got up 84 shots to Atlanta's 100. And even though they shot 48, basically 49%, it helps when you can get up more shots. And they have to figure out a way to generate more shots, generate more looks. It may help not to turn the ball over. How many times did they turn the ball over? 15 times, right? That'll help to get you some more shots. But today, briefly, I want to talk about Brunson. I want to talk about the rebounding. I want to talk about the points in the paint, and anything else that happens to come up for me. But let's start with Brunson. Listen, I'm not taking anything away from Dyson Daniels. I thought his defense on Brunson was phenomenal. He has the speed. Not that you need a lot of foot speed to guard Brunson, but he had the speed. He had the length. And, we can sit here as fans and say, that was the reason Brunson struggled. But Brunson has seen speed before. Brunson has seen length before. In my opinion, Brunson is thinking too much. Instead of going out and playing his game, he seems to me, particularly on the offensive end, to be hesitating. Like, this is a guy, he's not fast, he's not quick, he's not jumpy, right? His edge comes from herky-jerky, stop and go, the footwork, catching you off guard. And that split second where he has a shot, he's able to put it up quickly and with touch. When he's hesitating on putting up his shots, that small advantage that he does have, he loses it. And that's what I'm seeing with Brunson. He has a history of getting into the key, and sure, somebody's going to rotate over, but he was still able to get the ball right over their fingertips for 2. Now, when somebody rotates over, he abandons the shot and turns around and is looking for somebody to pass it to. That's not Brunson's game. So I'm not sure what that's about. I don't know if that's about, I don't think it's lack of confidence, though. I wonder if it's just him. I don't want to force it. I want to make sure we get good shots. Whatever it is, it's not looking good to me. Like, I need him to be his usual. You already in there. You already in there. Put the shot up. So, that's one thing with Brunson that I'm seeing, the hesitancy that I don't like. And then the turnovers. I mean, he had 3 turnovers for the game. I mean, all of them went in the first half. He didn't have any, in the third or fourth quarter. He was not very efficient last night either. 44.4% from the field, 36.4% from 3, 50%. He only went to the line twice last night. I mean, they did a good job of keeping him off the line. And he hit 1 of 2. He took 11 3-pointers, which is great. Get the volume up. If you're a good 3-point shooter, you want to take enough of them for it to count. And he did that last night. He only made 4 though, which is 36.4%. Is usually around league average, at least in years past. I'm not sure what it is this year. But again, Brunson, I need you to get it together. I get it. New team, trying to find the balance between shooting and scoring. I get it. But offensively, when you get in the key, I need you to put the shot up. I need you to put the shot up. And we'll talk more about Brunson tonight. Like I said, this is going to be real quick. An intro basically to what we'll talk about tonight. So we'll talk more about Brunson. This can't be him, right? For the Knicks to be successful this season, this cannot be Brunson going forward. All right, I want to talk about the rebounds. The Knicks were out rebounded last night, 41-48. Right, so they was out rebounded by 7. The Knicks outright rebounded Atlanta by 2 on the defensive boards, right? 34-32. But they gave up 16 offensive rebounds that led to second chance points. So there were more defensive rebounds to be had. And the Knicks didn't get them. Towns with 16 rebounds doing a yeoman's job on the boards. We'll talk about his defense later. But as far as rebounding is concerned, did a yeoman's job on the board and has been doing a yeoman's job on the board since he's been here. Hart had 8, OG had 6, Bridges with 5, even McBride had 7. Wasn't enough. The Knicks right now are ranked, I think, 26th in rebounding. Last year, after Randall went down with the injury, they were ranked 12th, right? So, how much of the rebounding issue is short-term? How much of it is long-term? How much of it is due to the trade? How much of it is due to the lack of size, the injuries? I don't think it's because of the trade. And this is how I see it. Last season, Hart 8.3 rebounds, Josh Hart 8.3 rebounds, Randall, before he went down with an injury, 9.2 rebounds, Precious with 7.2 rebounds. Like, they were the key rebounders for us. OG is averaging the same, 4.3 last year, 4.4 this year, about the same. Josh Hart, we're still getting Josh Hart's rebounds, 8.3 last year, 8.9 this year. Towns is more than covering Randall's rebounds, 9.2 for Randall, Towns 13. Precious is out. That's 7 rebounds right there. And even when Precious gets back, we're still down Hart's 8 rebounds, right? So where that means that OG or Mikal Bridges is going to have to pick it up as far as rebounding is concerned. And that's not really their game. That's not really their game. So I'm not looking at our rebounding issues and saying, oh, the rebounding issues is because of the trade. No, we wouldn't have had Heart regardless. We wouldn't have had Heart regardless. And if Precious was injured and you switch out Towns for Randall, the rebounding would still be poor. The Knicks are going to have to figure out a way to cover iHeart's rebounds. And that means our guards are going to have to rebound more like they did last night. Like they did last night. Hold on here. Yeah. Is this right? Am I looking at the... I don't think our guards rebounded as well last night as I thought they did. Bridges had 2 rebounds. Brunson had 3 rebounds. Sims had 2 rebounds. I was looking at assists, excuse me, and McBride had 4 rebounds. Right? So our guards are going to have to rebound much better to kind of make up for the rebounds we're not getting from iHeart not being here. You know, I'm not talking a lot about Mitchell Robinson's rebounds because Mitchell Robinson wasn't here anyway, right? And the Knicks were still 12th when Randall went out, probably higher than that before he went out. Our guards are going to have to rebound. Towns and Josh Hart is not enough. It's just not enough. Again, Precious will help, but it's not enough. We're going to need our guards to rebound. All right, points in the paint, moving right along. Like I said, this is going to be super quick. Points in the paint, 36 to 58, right? That's plus 22. Last year, the Knicks were ranked 19th in terms of scoring points in the paint, and this year they ranked 18th. So in terms of the Knicks getting their points in the paint, they're not off of last year's pace, but they are off in terms of opponent points in the paint. Last year, they were ranked 6th. This year, they ranked 21 points in the paint. And last night, it looked like a freeway. And we can sit here and we can get on Towns because he's not a rim protector, and he's not. There's not a lot of resistance once they get in the key. He is in drop coverage on the pick and roll, so that doesn't help. Trae Young is one of the best, if not the best, in the league and manipulating that pick and roll and getting in the key, making you choose between coming up and contesting the floater or staying back and trying to discourage the lob to Capella. And then last night, they became just a tremendous three-point shooting team. So that option was open to Trae on the pick and roll. And if you remember 2, 3, might even be 4 years now, when we played them in the playoffs, they killed us with the pick and roll. Because once Trae Young gets past his defender and gets in the key, all options are open for him. And he's, again, one of the best at manipulating the pick and roll. But so listen, you can get on Towns for not offering a lot of resistance once the opponent gets into the paint. But we got to take a look at why the opponent is just walking into the paint. We were supposed, one of the things we were so excited about as a fan base is how much better our wing defense is going to be. And that just has not been the case. Bridges, he's our point of attack defender. Listen, Trae Young is not a easy cover, particularly when you're getting picked, right? He's shifty. You're trying to get back into the play, and he's skirting back to the 3-point line for a 3. I get it. But this is not the only game where teams are waltzing into the paint. So our perimeter defense is just not on point. One of the things that helped iHeart last year was when we got OG Anunoby. There was less players getting into the paint, and that helped him, right? Towns needs that. Towns needs that as well. We have to do a better job out on the perimeter. The Knicks are only giving up 4 more points in the paint than last year, but you couldn't tell, But that 4-point difference is the difference between being ranked 6 last year and 21st this year, right? So it's not necessarily that the Knicks aren't scoring points in the paint. Again, similar to last year, it's about the points they're giving up in the paint. And that's a team thing. That is a team thing. Um, and hopefully that gets better with time. Hopefully that gets better with chemistry. If it doesn't, the Knicks are in trouble. Like it's unsustainable that you're going to be a good team and players can just waltz into the key anytime they want. No resistance from the wings. Then once they get in the key, no resistance at the rim. That is not sustainable if you're serious about being a playoff team. Forget a championship contending team. I mean, that's all I got today. Like I said, we'll talk more about it tonight on the weekly show. Brunson has to get better. I think the rebounds will be better when Precious comes back, but we're gonna need our guards to chip in with some rebounds as well. And let's hope the points in the paint defense gets better with time, with chemistry, because right now it is a hot, and I mean hot mess. I'm going to get to a few comments, but then I have to um, um, get out of here. Shout out to Kevin Bergen, Coach JJ, Colin, Darlene Bryant. I appreciate you, Jarrell, JJ. Such a frustrating loss. It was, particularly, when Cat, scored on the other end, and I I don't even remember if it was a three or a dunk, and then came down and got the block. You think, wow, the momentum is shifting for the Knicks, and they went on what, a 9-1 run or something like that to close it out. Like, let's just hope fatigue was a factor. Or let's just hope that was the reason why the Knicks were not great down the stretch, or that it was the end of a road trip. Let's just hope that was it. All right. JJ again. Daniels had Brunson on lock. Book is out on Brunson. Put length and so on physical in him. He's not the same. I disagree respectfully. I've seen Brunson last year deal with length, even Mikal Bridges and others, and he still got to his spots and got shots. I saw teams get physical with him last year. He still got his shot off, got to his spots. I think Brunson is thinking too much. And like I said, when he gets that little edge, instead of him putting the shot up, he's turning around and passing it to somebody else. That's your shot. That's your shot. So Brunson has to get better. Well, on a few levels, but in that case, he does, and I believe he will. On DSNYK, hit that subscribe to the channel and enjoy the show. I appreciate you, Colin. I appreciate you, Coach. Of course, Brunson game management was horrible. Yeah, yeah. What do you think it is? Do you think he's just not that good anymore? Do you think he's psyching himself out? Do you think he's lost some confidence? Um, what do you think it is? Do you think it's just a new team and him trying to figure out his role? Listen, do what you usually do until it stops working. Because this right here, whatever he's doing, whatever he's thinking, it's not working. Darlene Bryant, Hawks played better defense, and Knicks had too many turnovers. 15 turnovers, which is not like the Knicks. You know, again, was it that the starters again? OG 41 minutes, Josh Hart 38 minutes, Carl Anthony Towns 38, Mikal 38 plus, I should say. Brunson almost 37. Off the bench, you had Miles McBride with 28 and a half minutes. Jericho with only 10. I thought Jericho played better last night. I thought the screens for the picks for Brunson were on point, and actually freed him up for a few shots. And I thought his pick and roll defense was good last night. So kudos to Sims, who looked better in some respects. Miles McBride came back big time. 16 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds. Hit 4 of his 6 3-pointers. Shot 55.6% from the field overall, and I had no doubt that he would. He was good last night. And Kohler came in and gave us good minutes. He played last night in the first and the second half. And he gave up a basket backdoor, only 1 turnover, hit both of his 3-pointers. I tell you, he's a super confident guy. And he should be. So that's getting us to 8 players played, but 2 of those 8 was less than 10 minutes. So come on, Thibodeau. I need a little bit more. And I get it. You're trying to win games and you're thinking that, playing your starters more minutes, even if they're a little run down, gives you a better chance of winning than playing Jericho and Kolik extended minutes and maybe giving Daddy A some minutes. I mean, I get it. But like I said in the show the other day, it's not sustainable. If you know that the end is coming, Precious is coming back Friday, I get it, pushing them, It's only another game or 2. But if you have no idea when help is coming, you're going to have to bite the bullet and play more of the bench and, again, live with the results. All right. He's trying to get everyone involved in the offense. I hear that. But when you get in that key, I need you to let it fly. On Dios NYK, what if that knee is still messing with him? You know what? We haven't heard anything about an injury. Not that we would, right? But he is looking a little slow. And I don't know if it was just the camera angle, but he looked like he was a little heavy. Looked like he had put on a few pounds, right? I'm not sure. But usually that footwork is going, that hezzy is going, he's getting to his spots, he's putting it up really quick. He seems slow to me. Now, is that physical or is that mental because he's thinking too much? I don't know. But perhaps on Dios NYK, perhaps that's the reason. All right. Sims does get his share of rebound. He had 2 last night. Yeah. You would think that our coach would tell whoever is on Trae Young to attack him. He's a cone defensively. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Maybe Brunson needs to pass the ball and stop dribbling the air out of the ball. I don't think that was the problem last night, but I hear you. Kevin Bergen, I'm not worried about Brunson at all. Yeah. Neither. Yeah. Neither am I. But I'm getting a little antsy though. Like I'm not worried, but I'm getting a little antsy. Like I need to see shades of Brunson. His first step is not this. Like you're not seeing let me see your footwork. I'm not seeing the footwork at all. Brunson might have the new daddy fatigue. Remember when Randall? Remember that season Randall had a child? He wasn't his best either. Jarrell, stop it. Stop it. Don't put that in the air. I hope that's not the case. The Cooler 718. I appreciate you. That's all I have for tonight. I'm sneaking in on my lunch break, right? No slides today, but I definitely wanted to get up with you guys. I appreciate you all. Tonight, 9 p.m., the Just Nicking It Weekly Show. Take me some tea and some honey and some ginger so my voice will be right, because I know the chat gonna be coming at this Nick team. We passionate. we passionate about, about our team. And I appreciate that about you all. So tonight, family.
Sister, you're one of a kind.
Yes.
Oh, sister, it's time you
That's
shine. Don't talk,
Where you at? Where you at?
don't talk,
Where you at? Where you at?
don't talk.